Hey there everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, that was a good one today. Oh, you know what? It was a good day today. Why? Because the New York Giants put the pads on for the first time. But before we get into that, we need to get into the Deandre Baker criminal files. Oh, Deandre, how your career is going so well. Broward County, of course, has set a new chapter in the life of Deandre Baker. It's called the arraignment hearing on September 14th. Oh, my God. And you know what? Monday Night Football is when the Giants open up. And I believe that game is either the 14th or the 15th. I can't remember off the top of my head. Wait a minute. I can't remember what day do the Giants open up. Is it the 14th or the 15th? I don't know. But all I know is on September 15th, one day after the Giants begin the regular season, Deandre Baker will be in for his arraignment hearing. So that should be interesting. We wish Deandre well. But let's get into camp as much as we possibly can. Oh, training camp. I love training camp. I would love to be at training camp, but we cannot be at training camp. First thing I wanted to talk about is the Giants signing Graham Gano. And hopefully I am pronouncing Gano right, because I never know. I always like to call him Gano-Matic. Oh, he was quite the kicker for, he was with the Washington Redskins, the Panthers for about 7 years, and now the New York Giants. The only problem with Graham is, and I hope everything's fine with him, he missed 4 games in 18. And then he missed all of 19 with a knee injury. And the good thing is in 18, he had 30 out of 33 PATs. He was 14 to 16 on his field goals. So you know what? He is a good kicker when healthy. He is an 82.1 percentage 82.1 accuracy percentage on his field goals. He's had seasons in reference to points of 146, 121, 121, 121, 118. So you know what? He is a weapon. And of course, I think all Giant fans will remember the dagger on October 7th, 2018, when he kicked the 63-yard game-winning field goal as time expired against our beloved Giants. And he was the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, and I still hate him for that. But now that he's wearing Giants blue, I love him. But the question is he and can he stay healthy? He's basically missed 20 games. Out of the last 20 games, he's missed 20 games. I mean, you got to think about it that way. But, like I said, he signed a big contract in 18. He had 4 years, $17 million. He signed an extension, that is. So like I said, then the Panthers released him, It's one of those things where when they released him back on July 30th, were they just like, we're just going to go a different direction. Graham may be healthy, but, we don't know exactly. So, you know what? They could have been just going that way. So their jettisoning Mr. Graham could be beneficial to the Giants. And I really do think it is. I think he is more of a professional of Aldrich Rojas. I mean, I think we know with Aldrich, he had a bad season, a good season, a bad season. So, you know what? In that scenario, he was entitled to a drunk season. I'm so sorry. A good season again. I don't know what he's entitled to, but right now he's not entitled to anything because he's not on any NFL roster. But the thing is with Graham, like I said, he is a professional. He's a guy that can get the job done. And he can win us a game without me having to sit there and worry if it's going to go wide left, wide right, all over the place. The Giants also signed another defensive tackle in Mack. Mack, of course, was drafted by the Ravens in the 5th round of 2019. He kind of had an up and down college career at Texas A&M. He was a highly recruited guy too. But he had he had a good freshman season, 2 bad seasons, and a good season at Texas A&M. And he was drafted by the 5th round. He didn't really he didn't really pan out in Baltimore. He landed on the injury reserve with a knee-hip injury. I always love those knee and hip injuries because a lot of times it's just, oh, my hip. Okay, we'll throw him on the waivers. I mean, quick, just put him on the injured reserve list. But like I said, he is a guy. He's an interesting guy. He is a big guy. I mean, he is not in reference to height. He's 6'1", but he's 340 pounds, but he's extremely agile. He also signed on with the Detroit Lions, who signed him August 1st and then waived him August 7th. So, you know, should we expect anything out of him? No. I kind of think more that he's just going to turn out to be a camp body. But we're going to kind of have to just wait and see what happens with him. I wanted to get into training camp a little bit because I had one bone to pick with Joe Judge. And that is just one bone to pick. He's running, from what we could see, and like I said, what we could mainly see, what's on YouTube and, what the Giants point out, but we could see that he's running a fast practice. He's running a quick practice. He seems to have that under control. But then he's also making people basically run penalty laps when they make a mistake in practice. Only thing that bothers me about that is, yes, you have a young team, and we have talked about the Greg Schiano issue, but the second-year issue he had with the team. But these guys, yeah, you have a young team, but a lot of these guys are still professionals. So making them run a penalty lap or penalizing them by doing some kind of calisthenics, that's a little too Harry High School for me. And it reminds me too much, and most people are going to be like, who the hell is this? Reminds me too much of Les Steckel. Les Steckel took over the Minnesota Vikings back in, I think it was 84. He went 3-13, replaced Bud Grant. He kind of made training camp into almost like a military situation. And basically his veterans rebelled. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with Joe Judge, but like I said, the Harry High School shit to me is like, you know what? These guys are professionals. These guys are also first-year guys coming in. You want them to learn how to be professionals. And again, like I said, it's nothing to nitpick about. It's just something that bothers me a little bit. And it's nothing crazy, but like I said, it is a little bit bothersome. Now I wanted to get into briefly some of the wide receivers today because I was watching some of the wide receiver practices online, and it's interesting because you can see the difference between a Golden Tate, a Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton than some of these undrafted free agent rookies. Because of the fact you could see the difference. You could see the way they run their routes. You could see the way they move their bodies. You could see how they position themselves in the end zone. There is a huge drop off between, I'm not going to say in talent, but I'm going to say right now there's a huge drop off in polish between our starting three and the guys below them. Now, I was impressed by, of course, Victor out of Ohio State. Big kid. Have you seen some of the end zone and some of the catches he had in the corner of the end zone? Big kid, man. 6'4". I mean, he could come down. You throw that up there, he can come down with it. He can grab the rock. But he is very slight of frame. I did not know he was that thin. He's 199 pounds. He even looks to be 199 pounds, and he's probably going to lose some of that weight during training camp. But he could be an interesting prospect if he can maintain some weight and keep that body control that he showed on some of those end zone drills. And also the same thing with C.J. Board. You know what? I bashed C.J. Board the other day, but he had a good first day. He had a really good first day in pads, from what we could see. And again, like I said, this is all just what we can see on the tape. But yeah, he had like I said, he had a good day. I was very impressed with him. Let's see, like I said, but it is just day one in the pads. I think we're going to get more out of this. And like I said, I'm not going to report on everything that goes on the day one of with the padded practice, only because of the fact that we're not really going to see anything until Friday, which is when they have a scrimmage. They'll have it, they'll have it. I can't talk today again, but they're going to have a scrimmage on Friday. So that will be interesting, and that's what we need to really take a look at. From the footage that I saw online, like I said, Daniel Jones, looked great in the one-on-one drills. I don't know, I don't remember how many incompletions he had, but he didn't have many. And I know he threw a bunch of touchdowns in the red zone. In the red zone practices, the red zone drills. I mean, I know it was to like Tate and, Victor was in there. Mack, I think, was in there. I think Shepard was in there. I don't remember. But he did look sharp. Another person that looked sharp, which was kind of surprising for me, was Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy looked good. Like I said, I saw Colt McCoy's pro day over in Texas. So you know what, I'm always been a fan of him, but he actually looked nice. He had some really sharp throws. He did look good. I know Holmes, they were saying, was a standout. I didn't really get to see what was going on with that, but I do understand that he stood out in practice. Like I said, we're going to see a lot more in reference to this once we get into Friday's scrimmage. You know what? Matt Pert actually looked really good against Marcus Golden on some of the tape, which he manhandled him a couple times, which I found interesting, because even Golden at one point smacked him on the side of the helmet. I was like, oh damn. But like I said, I am curious to get more as we get more involved into getting more involved closer and closer to Friday. I really do think it's going to be more interesting and kind of give us a better perspective. It reminds me of like summer practice in college, when you had your summer scrimmage. So that's what this is going to seem like to me. But I'm very excited to see it. Like I said, it was a very interesting first day in pads. I think they're only allowed 90 minutes in pads, so it's going to be the first 6 games of the season are going to be very interesting. And I'm not getting too excited only because of the fact that this is the first time they've been in pads. They haven't gone up against any type of competition. The coaches this year are really going to have to think about the personnel, only because of the fact that they are not going to really get to see them much in practice, and they're going to basically get no game footage on them. So they really are going to have to figure out who are going to be the best guys to start the season. But like I said, I'm very interested. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. If you want, you can send us an email at onlinebigbblue@gmail.com, or just give us a shout or follow us on Twitter at onlinebigbblue1. And of course, that is on Twitter. And like I said, we are looking extremely forward to Friday's scrimmage. And we wish Deandre Baker well. So, again, and I hate when people say, well, why do you wish him well? He screwed up his own career. Yeah, he's still a young kid. He screwed up. But you know what? You don't want to wish him ill well. We all make mistakes. If there's any perfect people out there, please send me an email, because I would like to personally meet you. So, again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, you know what that means? That would be awesome.